Hey guys, a few of you asked me to do the Fort Vorn Super Duper whatever the hell with Esther, so we're gonna go with Esther for an all mission clear on hard mode. I guess I'm doing a lot of these videos. Hopefully, one of these videos you can copy and do a clear of your own. For the Esther clear, we're just gonna two-man it because, you know, why not? Chow and Esther, let's go. So you can, of course, bring two more units in the empty party slots with whatever you possibly want, but all we need is Esther and Chow. So Chow is going to just use his LB, which is going to Omni cover, and Esther is going to Magnus, Bolting, and Energizing Bunny. And that's going to go ahead and get her LB ready for turn 2. So everything is, sword imperiled, broken, etc. We're Omni covering with Chow. He's got some auto buffing on, so that handles all that. Unfortunately, we're broken. I didn't realize these enemies broke, but whatever. Whoops. So we're going to Lightning Barrage with Chow to support chain with Esther. And we're going to go ahead and chain this up. And that's pretty much how all the waves are going to go. Esther is wearing a fire weapon, just FYI. We're getting fire, imperil, and auto break from the Obsidian Bracer. So yeah, there is, easy mode with Esther. So a lot of auto cast, unfortunately. We're going to Energizing, we're going to Bolting, and we're going to Calm. Make sure you target the strongest one each wave. And then we do this for the setup, because the 87% break of Esther is only single target. So we want that on the big one, and then the 80% break is fine for the little guys. Alright, so there is some AoE stuff. Chow just does Chow things. It's physical and magical, but Omni cover is the way to go. So now we once again Lightning Bolt Barrage, and we Bunny Blitz. And this should be the end of the second wave. Outstanding. You don't really need anything like, Fire Amplify and all that if you've got, like, Esther. Like I said, Esther super easily clears this. I wasn't really going to record the Esther clear because some other people already did, but, I was asked to show Esther, so we're going to show Esther. So once again, we Omni cover, we Energizing, Bolting, and Calm. Make sure you target the big one. Now, this guy does do some pretty powerful fixed attack on turn 1, but thankfully the fixed attacks are still covered by Omni cover because Omni cover covers pretty much everything. So there we go. Little bit of damage on Chow, not much at all. There we go. So some counterattacks, don't really matter very much. So we Bolting Strike Barrage, and we Bunny Blitz, and there it is. So yeah, we're taking 2 turns, 2 turns for each wave. So 2, 4, 6, 8. So we're gonna get an all mission clear by the 4th wave. And of course, you could do like a turn 1 clear by bringing, like, Barch or something and then trusting on turn 1 and getting it done that way. But, I mean, it's flashier to do it with just 2 units, so we're going to do it that way. Make sure you target the big one, that nice 87% break, and I'll show you the gear in a moment. But yeah, so, if you have Tyvus, this is easy. If you've got Carton, this is easy. If you've got Esther, it's like a super joke. You can two-man it even with Esther. It does take the full 8 turns, and again, I could have modified the clear and done like a turn 1 OTK on all the stages, but that would require adding more units to the party, and no one wants to do that. If you can do a 2-man clear, why not do a 2-man clear? And the big hit at the end. It looks like the boss is like dying slowly, but the last hit is the biggest super cap, so most of the damage comes in the final hit, so don't you worry about that. So here's the Chow build. This is certainly not a budget run by any means. He's using a fire weapon. It is an Omni element weapon, but as long as it's got fire in there somewhere, you're going to elemental chain, so you're good. So Omni weapon, full evasion, auto buffing, stop immunity with super ribbon. You can get stop immunity from other ways, like Boy Filled with Curiosity, the Vitrium ribbon or something from Legend. I mean, there's a bunch of ways to get stop immunity. But the boss does do stop on the 3rd wave, so Chow does need stop immunity from some kind of source. Or, again, add someone else to the party. You don't have to do it with just 2 people. Full evasion, auto shell, lightning fast legend so we can support chain. That's obviously important. And there we go. Didn't use the shift form. And then Esther, using a fire weapon. You know, we're not using fire imbues. If you decide to bring someone else to imbue fire, by all means, then you're totally fine. You don't need to use a fire weapon. Someone did have to wear the obsidian bracer for auto braking, so I gave it to Esther. Obviously, it hurts her DPS to wear that, but I mean, it didn't matter. Chain cap up. LB damage versus machines and undead, which Esther gears for very, very easily. The Leave It To Me card, I already mentioned this, but this is where we're getting our really big fire in peril, and if you don't have this card, we're still getting a 80% fire in peril from this, and you should all have the Obsidian Bracer by the point. And I think Esther was a little bit undercapped. Maxed LB, 275 Reaper, and 300 Machine, so yeah, it was fine. So there is the all mission clear with 2 units. Just Esther and Chow. And if you don't have Chow, you can use like just, you know, a breaker, a real tank, or not a real tank, but like a different tank. And you can just do that. Or again, you can do the turn 1 clear. So if you want the turn 1 clear, you just like entrust Esther every single turn. Use something like, you know, Ling for the buffing, and just have at it. Okay. Look for more clears later, I guess. At some point, all you guys watching will eventually land on a clear that you can copy and you can do yourself based on all the multiple clears that I've been putting out. But I'll have more later. See you then.